Hello and welcome to LFC Focus. Liverpool have just drawn 1-1 with Manchester United at Old Trafford, and while it was disappointing to not get the win given that we had the lead for the vast majority of the game, I think it wasn't the worst result that Liverpool have got. And I think the main disappointment comes from the fact that Liverpool performed so well in that game, and for vast spells they did look like they had what it took to beat Man United. And I think the problem really just came down to the performance in the second half and how negative Liverpool were in that half, because for the first 15 minutes I thought we might be standing off just so that we could save our energy for when Coutinho would come on, and then we could go for a second goal to kill the game. When Coutinho did get subbed on, it sort of looked like that because we did start pushing up the pitch more. But after 5 or 10 minutes we just moved back again and reverted to how we'd started the half. And at the end of the day, while we did defend well, and while I think Jurgen Klopp was right to trust our defence, you just can't sit back for that much of a game and not expect a team like Manchester United with finishers of like Ibrahimovic's quality to not punish you. And so at the end of the day, Liverpool simply got unlucky with that equaliser. Good performances all round from the squad, really. I think while we were a bit disappointed with how everyone performed, no one really played badly. Big game for Trent AlexanderArnold, who obviously was a little bit shaky at the start, which can only be expected. I think when you're an 18-year-old and you're being thrown into your first Premier League game and it's against Manchester United, you can't really expect him to come out and put in an amazing performance and everyone to start raving about him and saying he's the future of Liverpool. Really, he just came in, he did his job, and that was good enough for him. My man of the match personally would be Jordan Henderson, because he showed in that game again why he's been so important to us this season and why we missed him so much in those last 3 games. Because he offered that protection to the back four that meant when we were defending, we didn't look like we were under as much threat as we might have done had a player like Lucas, who is more defensive but has less quality and less energy than Henderson, been there instead of Henderson. So I think tactically Jurgen Klopp got it about as spot on as he could have done today. It looked like it was the right decision really to leave Felipe Coutinho out of the starting 11, simply because when he did come on he looked a little bit rusty, but he was still effective enough that it meant that Liverpool did have this extra ace up their sleeve that they could use later on in the game to give them a bit of a boost. And you know, if things do go our way a bit more, things like Gini Wijnaldum, his chance at the end of the game, if that goes in, then we can say it's a masterstroke from Jurgen Klopp to bring on Coutinho late in the game. At the end of the day, things just didn't quite go right for Liverpool. Things didn't exactly go right for Manchester United either, but they, on the whole, I think performed a lot worse than Liverpool. Their key players like Pogba just didn't show up at all in that game. He was getting muscled off the ball by Emre Can. His shots weren't coming off, and obviously he concedes the penalty as well. Michael Carrick just wasn't really influential at all. Wayne Rooney, when he came on, wasn't really creating chances or getting the goals that everyone, including Martin Tyler, wanted him to. So I think that's the main reason Liverpool can feel aggrieved, because it's not often that they'll go to Old Trafford and play that well and Man U will play that poorly. So to miss out on the opportunity of beating Man United at Old Trafford is a little bit disappointing. But then again, if Liverpool can do the job against Southampton in a week and a half's time, then we'll get another go against them at Wembley. So it's not all doom and gloom. There are some good positives to take from that game. Trent AlexanderArnold, as I said earlier, put in a good performance. Felipe Coutinho getting a little bit close to fitness. Liverpool don't lose at Old Trafford. And with Mignolet's performance as well, it looks like we might finally be able to say that Liverpool now have 2 good goalkeepers that are good enough for the first team. As well as that, our defence looked nice and resolute. Henderson's back. And that's also without Matip even being back yet. So hopefully that'll be sorted out before the Plymouth game. And that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Follow @LFC Focus TV on Twitter. Bye for now.